Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on the Zerg commentary. This is going to be the second set in Group B of the Ro32 of the Hana Daetoo MSL. It's going to be on match. This is going to be on match point between HyuN. That's going to be in. Okay, God, please tell me they're going to. Yeah, please God, change the colors. Please God, change the colors. Please God, change the colors. Oh, thank you, dear Lord. Okay, thank God. So the bottom left position in skin color or white. Beige, I suppose it is gonna be HyuN. At the upper right hand position in red, it's gonna be Action. Ready for action. Always ready for action. So 34, 35, 36, sinking going on. So first set, whoa, surprise, surprise. Very good TVT, really interesting match, and a really big surprise to see the results. I'm really looking forward to see which one of these guys ends up facing the respective winner and the respective loser of the first set. I'm kind of wondering whether I should bother spoiling it or not. I'm kind of just trying to avoid it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I assume most guys will watch that first, considering who's playing in it. And I assume some people will just look at this and go, you know what? I'd rather just not watch it. Something 10 to 20 minute ZVZ. You know, if they see ZVZ and it's like half an hour, some people will check it out because they're hoping for Guardians and or Devourers or some weird stuff like that. But it doesn't happen too often, unfortunately, folks. So ZVZ, from these guys, these are relatively, what could I say, mid-level Zergs, I guess I should call them that. Both of them apparently are, I think both of them apparently going for 12 hatches. Except, interestingly enough, Action's actually, I'm not sure whether that was a 12. I'm pretty much sure it was a 12 hatch, but he's actually setting it up as a production hatchery to kind of block off a ramp, create himself a little bit of space just outside his natural. So that's going to be very interesting. We're going to see. It really depends on what he's going to manage to do economically. I mean, HyuN's going to have a position that's going to be slightly harder to defend, and, you know, his natural expansion is going to be an easy target, basically an obvious target. But he's going to have a stronger economy as the game goes on, while Action, I mean. All the stuff I said previously applies to Action. I'm getting confused again. But, yeah, meanwhile, applies to HyuN, I mean. Dear God. I'm getting confused all over the place. Yeah, so as the game goes on, HyuN's going to be in a slightly better economic position, but Action, he's going to have just a production hatchery, which makes me think that he's most likely going to rush for mutas. He might switch it up, though, and try to rush for speedlings and get just as many speedlings as he can out there. Try to end it with just a mass of those. We're going to see what happens. Spawning pool's on the way, and we're going to be seeing some zerglings popping out. Hatchery's going to be ready momentarily for both players. And we are going to see what's going to happen. Let's see. HyuN just now gets his overlord into position. Going to spot that upper right hand. Going to spot the hatchery momentarily. Going to see, okay, why this guy's going to do this. Okay. That hatchery definitely not nearly as vulnerable as HyuN's hatchery, but still, Action going to rush to lair. So I assume this is going to be just him trying to rush and getting as many mutas out there as possible. And this is going to come down to some serious micro, how well he manages to utilize, how quickly he manages to get these forces out there. And I'm not really sure whether I like this kind of move on this map, because this is a two-player map, but there is decent enough distance between the two. There's not a huge amount, but there is some distance between the two players, which, you know, it doesn't take as long with mutas, but still there is a little bit of distance. I'm actually going to start off just with 6 zerglings. I'm going to produce some more. Going to see whether he gets speed on that. Apparently just thinking of using those for defensive purposes because he's keeping them close to his natural expansion. And just now going to plop down his Spire. As his lair comes up on the opposite side, we're probably going to be seeing exactly the same move from HyuN. Just getting a bunch of initial zerglings. He actually has his lair a little bit later. We're going to see whether that is because he got speed before he went full lair or not. I'm not overall too sure. Whether he has speed on the way, and if he does that, he might just go out now and go for some aggressive action. No Spire down now, so I think he just was a little bit late of with setting down. And actually, yeah, no, there it is. Speed on zerglings before the Spire went down. I'm not quite sure whether that's actually the same on the opposite side. I think Action might have actually gone for the Spire before anything else. Has actually speed on zerglings as well. So we are going to be might see some sort of zergling engagement. At the very least, HyuN trying to get a couple of zerglings past to get a scout in. Actually going to react to that, going to go in and clean that up before anything becomes of it. And that actually would have been an absolutely beautiful spot if HyuN could have gone for a calm-like move, basically keep some Zerglings below the ramp, just use the other two as a distraction, try to run by. Yet again, going to try to go for a run by. Has one Zergling that's but half health that might actually run in and do something. Action going very heavy on the Zergling. Going to move out here. Try to. He's actually at the 9 o'clock mineral oil position now. On the opposite side, HyuN does manage to sneak by a scout, and I think overall these players have both very large Zergling numbers, so neither really wants to engage the other. Just going to keep some large Zerg groupings out there and get some mutas out there. I'm going to see whether that's going to be the factor or not. Let's see, just gas production coming down at the moment for HyuN, so he's going to be getting some mutas out there. On the opposite side, really the thing I see here is that HyuN looks to be in a much stronger position because he is mining his second gas.